Hi there guys, today we're going to do a full strip down of the Tokyo Marui M1911a1. If you're going to attempt this, you will need some tools. You will need a flat headed slotted screwdriver and a box of tricks of, well, all sorts of little screwdrivers, Allen keys and such like. Okay, so first things first, we'll remove the magazine. We won't need to do anything with that. And now you'll notice this that catch there. That's the slide lock that clicks up like that when you're out of BBs. It's also used for taking the slide off. You'll notice a little pin on the other side there. That's the other end. That's the other side of that catch there. What you want to do is we want to slide it till you get to the first. There's the first little groove there, not the magazine slide hold back catch, but there's another little slot just underneath it. You want to bring that just to the beginning, and you need to hold the slide there. Spin the gun round. And that little pin there at the end of it, you just need to push that out there. What that'll do is that pushes that catch out the other way. And take a hold of that and just pull it out like that. Okay, that's that part there. At this stage, you can pull the slide forward again, and the slide will come off. Now, first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take that part there, grip it there, just pull that off, hold that part back, and just pull that off there. That little pin goes into the hole there. So I'm just going to take that off there, and grip the spring and just pull that out. Lay that to the side, pull the spring out, that's the slide spring. Lay that to the side, and next we're going to pull that out there, lay that to the side. Now, at the front of the weapon, just arrange this so you can see it, this part here, just with your fingernail there, just slide that down like that, and pull that out. Lay that off to the side, and now the barrel will be free. Pull that out, slide it, and it will slide out easily. That is the external barrel and internal barrel and the hop up. So now we're left with the slide and the piston and everything in there. So next task is to get an Allen key. Just going to stick that in there and unscrew it like that. Lay that to one side in the box. Put all your small parts in a box so you lose them. Now there's a little metal piece at the back there that just pops off like that. Always examine the orientation that parts are coming off by, so you'll know exactly how to put them back together. Just pop that in there. Now, you'll need a very small Phillips screwdriver now. Very tiny, one of these ones is usually best. And now, just at this point here, there's a little screw just there. I think you could just make that out in the video. You need to unscrew that, and don't, whatever you do, lose that screw, because it'll be a nightmare if you do. And just unscrew that. Usually it won't come all the way out, it'll stay in the housing, but then you've got to there's a metal part that just sits here, so you just need to get your fingernail and pull that out like that, and just lift it up like so. It'll pop off. As you can see, that screw has just stayed in there. That's probably a good place to keep it. Just pop that aside, pop it in a little box. Now this will be free. Well, not quite, as you'll see in a moment. Getting this out is probably the trickiest part of disassembling the 1911. What you need to do is, at the back here, you'll notice that there's where the metal meets the plastic. You just need to get your fingernail in there and just lift that out of touch. Now what you actually have to do at this point is you actually have to kind of pry the plastic apart just enough to get that out. So you need to pry it apart while lifting up with your fingernail there. So just lift it out, and at this point here underneath you need to do the same thing, but be very gentle when you're pushing from here, because you don't really want to be pushing against that plastic nozzle, because you'll most likely do it damage. So spend most of your energy just gently stretching the slide apart, and believe it or not, sure enough, sooner or later it'll pop out like that. Now I think from memory the first time when I did that, it didn't have a piece of sellotape over this spring here, so you may find the spring shoots out. What you need to do when you reassemble it is put the spring back in place and put a bit of sellotape over it. It still functions fine as a spring, as you can see. That just means that it won't fly off all over the place. Now this part here is slightly different than what you'll have, unless you have modified it to, unless you've modified the weapon to have a full metal kit installed on it. What yours will have here is a little extension of metal coming about to about here. That actually gets cut off when you install the metal slide, which you can actually see in another video of mine. Now you've just left with the bare slide except for the rear sight. Now with the rear sight you want to from, if you're aiming down the weapon like that, what you want to do is you want to push on this side of the sight, and you'll watch it'll fall down the bottom, just like that. That is the slide completely disassembled. Now we're left with this baby. First thing to do is get your slotted screwdriver and unscrew the handles off the sides. Usually you can get your pinky just up there and pop that out, just like that. Repeat on this side. Pop that through, pull it out. Now the next job is to take this wee part here off. Now all you need to do with that is flick your weapon should be in the cocked position, in which case the safety can just pop up, and in fact pop up even further like that, and then you can actually just pull this piece off. Next, what we need to do is we need to pop the pin at the base here. Now this goes in a certain way. You'll notice that there's that one side of the pin has a little hollow in it and one side has a round. Now you want to push from the rounded side, give it a bit of a tap just to get it started. Next, just push that through, then just pull that out, and drop that in there. Now this part here just slides out like that. Now inside here, inside there is the is the hammer spring, and you'll see in another video of mine where I deal with installing a metal kit that you actually have to take that apart, but that's not for this video. Just lay that part aside. So you notice that this is all loose in there. That's the little rod that the hammer spring pushes up against. Now our next job is to take the safety out. So just need to, from that position, it usually just lifts out like that. So that can just get put aside. And now you'll find that this part here, this is the grip safety that needs to be activated before you can fire the weapon. That will just come out like that. Lay that to one side. Now here is our 3-pronged spring. Usually you can slip a screwdriver underneath one of these prongs and just lift it out like that. And again, here's another part that's slightly different in this instance because I have installed a metal kit on this weapon previously. And how this is different is that one side of this has been filed down smooth, and that's that part there. That part has been filed down slightly to fit in the metal frame. We'll just lay that 3-pronged spring aside. Okay, now you pop these pins here. These pins get pushed from this side of the weapon back through to the other side. They'll just drop out like so, and the other one like so. Now that part will fall out. That's what I was talking about before. Just lay that to the side. Note how that came out, okay? That came out like this. Right, up like that, with that part facing downwards. Alright, now what we've got is this assembly is almost free to come out, so we'll just lay these pins aside. What we need now is another Allen key, and we need to undo that pin there. Okay. Now, there is also that screw just there. We're just going to take him out. Now here is probably the most important part of disassembling it. There is a little spring in the valve reset. Catch, whatever you call it, that is very prone to springing out and shooting across the room, and if you've got carpeted floor or you've got a messy house, you will not find it again. So what you need to do is when you're lifting this out is you need to keep your thumb well over where that valve catch is, because otherwise it's going to go haywire and you're going to lose it. Trust me, I've been there before, spent half an hour looking for the thing. So just keep your thumb just right there as you grip this little part and grip that part over here. Keep your thumb there and just pull out like that. Sometimes it needs a little bit of encouragement from each side. Keeping your thumb there and just sort of roll your thumb down on top of it. And very, 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 very gently release your thumb, and I just felt the spring pop out there. Now have a look at the size of this. Now here's my fingernail. You can imagine what looking for that in a dark carpeted floor's like. So pop that little box of tricks, put that to the side. Okay, now we got this assembly here. At this stage you might want to just give it a wipe down. Using a cotton cloth cloth or something, just give it a bit of a wipe. It's usually covered in silicone spray or grease or whatever. Okay, now that valve spring, that valve catch there, that can also, okay, if it wants to, seems very prone sometimes to flicking out. Okay, that can pop out, and just take that, drop it in your box. Now, the next part I'm not going to take apart because I don't really see there's any real need to, unless you've done really severe damage to your weapon and you need to replace it. The rest of it's just unscrewing that screw there, and there's the sear, I suppose you call it, there, which catches on the hammer, and yeah, the rest is just the valve depressor, so you can just see it moving inside there when the hammer hits. That valve presser hits the magazine thing, which allows the gas to shoot up. So that's that part there. Now the last part of all is the magazine catch. Using a small slotted screwdriver, just take that string, this is the screw. It's not actually a screw, it's just a little you just need to give it one turn anti-clockwise, a quarter turn anti-clockwise, and it will sort of lock the spring in that position. Then when you can depress the slide catch release, you can pull that, rotate it 180 degrees, I think, yeah, 180 degrees, and it'll just pop out like that. The other last part is the trigger. Easily to get out, it simply drops out. That's how it comes out there. That slanted piece, that slant goes there, is in that orientation, i.e. not the other way around. That's the first part you put back in, like so. And then the magazine catch, then the main hammer housing. There. That is pretty much it. Putting it back together is a reverse process of that. That's basically how you strip it down. That's pretty much it, gentlemen, ladies. If you've got any questions, please ask, and I'll do my best to answer them, or even upload another video for help if it's necessary. Thanks for watching. Please rate the video if you found it helpful, and do leave some comments.